Okay, here we are. Young man, young man, young man. All right. Bruh, how you doing?
Busy, but we chilling.
Oh, yeah. So today, folks, on American Banter, we got my homie. What you want me to call you in this vid?
I ain't got nothing special, bro. It's just Jason.
Oh, no, we gonna call this nigga Lambo. Look at that. You sitting over here lavish as fuck, like you ready to fight Jake Paul and shit in that ensemble?
Shit, he don't want none. That's all I gotta say,
bro. Well, for real. So how you doing, bro?
Good, man. You know me. I'm just working and fucking trying to do shit.
Oh yeah,
that's all I do.
So this motherfucker never stops. Like Energizer Bunny, but the coolest he's like the Energizer Bunny that can stay up while on Percocets. Just chill. Just chill as a motherfucker. And I like be trying to understand so heavy. And I'm like, fuck, like what did he do in his childhood that I need to start doing in my adulthood?
I know, man. I know. I think I just have persistent ass parents. And then I'm persistent, and it's just finding the right level of energy and peace inside of high energy situations.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, though. So it's just like, one thing I've noticed about this guy that's really amazing. You know how to look at a situation and know exactly where to put your energy towards it. If it matters, you're like, all right, it matters. But a lot of the shit, you're like, it could matter, but it really doesn't. And you're good at that.
Yeah.
Like, at the times that I would be lost, you're like,
Yeah, it's the times where Juwan's like, I'm picking you up. We're going to fuck this person up. And I'd be like, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. You're like, I'm burning all this shit down. You're like, or you could not.
It's literally how it works. I just become like, my whole thing, especially a lot of this year, was precision.
Yeah.
And being precise with where I want myself and where I want my energy to go towards. And obviously, like, you get distracted and shit happens, or stuff that flares your emotions up happens. But like,
yeah, of course,
keeping your head in check, because no emotional decisions are ever good decisions. That's just how it works. So like, I've practiced that a lot. Like, it took me a while because I used to be like a low key hothead. Like, no one would ever see it, but when I went off, like, I would smash holes through the fucking house and everything like that. And it's just not.
See, I didn't do that, but I would definitely tweak out and just black out. Oh yeah, I was in anger management in like 3rd grade, believe it or not.
Christ.
And I had glasses at the time. I remember I cried in my glasses in that room just so I didn't have to talk to the lady. And I just cried one time, and I don't know how I did it on cue, but I'm like, all right, if I do this, she'll leave me alone. But I used to just get heated, bro. I remember I got suspended. I think I was in like 4th grade because I was like mouthing off to the principal when she came onto our bus. I was like, are you happy now? Are you happy now? Like, just being like a little nigga, bro.
I could see you,
bro.
Like, little Juwan talking shit.
That was the only time I ever got suspended. Then I'm like, all right.
I only got suspended once, but you're going to love it.
Oh, God.
It's 3rd grade. And so only in elementary school you get suspended around here, apparently. This big ass dude kept picking on me, which actually we were like kind of friends. And like,
how the fuck is this nigga big? He's in 3rd grade. What,
bro? I don't know what it was.
Was he a chubby nigga?
He's like 6'3" at
you got
age
me
8.
Fucked up,
dude.
Yeah,
he's
right.
like 6'6" and weighs like 300 pounds, like right now.
Oh, so he plays with NBA then? Because there's no way.
Nah, he played freaking, I don't even know, Call of Duty or some shit. But anyways, I was on the same baseball team as him for a bit. But anyways, he kept on picking on me. We were playing like board games, like indoor recess. And I was taking notes for the game, and I don't know.
Wait, for the board game?
Yeah, I guess it was one of those things you like tally shit on a notepad. Or
okay,
one of those games. I don't remember what game.
Taking notes. He really didn't know how
he kept on picking on me, and then he punched me in the back. So I just grabbed the clipboard and smashed it over his head and broke that bitch.
Oh my God, that sounds like something I would have did though.
And then I got suspended. They let me. They put me down to the principal's office, and they let me stand facing the wall for 4 hours. Before anyone talked to me. And my mom came in, and she was pissed because no one talked to me for 4 hours, left me in a corner for 4 hours, and was pissed that I smashed a clipboard over a kid's head.
She's like, "Fuck all of you in here."
Including, she's like, fuck all of you and you too, but you're coming with me.
Oh my God. No way.
Yeah.
I would have never imagined that happening. You know, one thing that happened when I was a dumbass kid, I think this was third grade, and this is how stupid of a kid I was. Like, I just really
Were any of us smart?
That's a good question. I was in third grade, and I tried to cheat on my twos on multiplication. And I was like putting my head down. I was like, I thought I was slick with the shit. I thought I was getting it. Then after that, teacher just like quietly comes in
with the twos,
the
like
twos.
2 times 2,
Yes.
3 times
Yes,
2, 4
nigga.
times 2.
Nigga, I did not like math, bro. It was bad. It didn't make sense because like you're timed on it.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what pissed me off is I had a full chart. I didn't even have what they were all the way up. I had to go like, you know that chart that's like where the one meets with the one.
Yeah.
So I had to like look at the chart. And I found that chart actually. It's like a laminated chart I had in my dresser. So I was like trying to cheat. And literally like the teacher came up sly as fuck, grabbed it out of my desk and like looked at me and like kept walking. I was like, oh fuck. They sent me down to the office. And Christmas is coming up. So I'm like, please don't tell my mom, like I'm gonna get a whooping, like I won't get my Yu-Gi-Oh thing for Christmas. Like
the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So true for that time.
And I was like telling them that, they're just like, whoopings. And then so like a week later, I get called down to the office, social services. And they're asking me questions and just like, so how many times does she hit you? Where does she hit you? What does she use? And I'm just like, I don't know. I was just like thinking that's a normal thing. So I was like, you know, like the normal amount. Like, oh, with a belt. Sometimes other stuff. I don't know. Like blah, blah, blah. My mom hated me, bro. And I remember a little bit after that, she literally she had to go to court and shit, I think. And it's like things you don't think of as like a kid.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you would never think that's wrong because you're just like, oh shit, like when I get disciplined, this is what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just say whatever. And then like I guess she went to court and she like didn't like me for a little bit. I could just hear talking shit about me on the phone with her friends and shit, and I didn't understand. So then like a couple weeks, like a month after that, she ended up getting me a like electric scooter, and she's like, yeah, I bet you won't open your mouth again, will you? I'm like, oh, thank you so much. No, I won't. I'm like, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is kind of fucked up.
That's
like I got bribed.
Shit.
Oh yeah, it was kind of crazy, but I thought it was hilarious. I was like, all that for a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. I still got the Yu-Gi-Oh thing though.
Fucking hell, bro. That shit's good.
Like black families are crazy, bro.
But like, okay, I guess this brings up a topic then. I guess there's the parents there's 3 types of parents. There's ones that you don't touch your kids ever. There's the ones that go too far and beat the fuck out of their kids. And then there's the ones that disciplinary, good old couple smacks and let them be.
Oh yeah.
Like, I guess I mean, everyone's got different upbringing, different stuff. So like if any of you get offended, fuck you. You're allowed to have your own shit. I'm allowed to have my own shit.
Yeah, this is the banter, bro.
But like, what do you think is like acceptable and like guess coming from like how you grew up?
I mean, like me acceptable. Like I feel like actually like connecting with your kid and like getting through to him. Like that's why I don't like
Connecting?
people that. Well, I just imagined it. It's just like your hand just stops right on cue. But like I feel like at least trying, because like you really can't say what you would do. You could say all that you would do, but then you could have a shitty kid, you know? So I think it would be a progression of, all right, I'm going to talk to this person. Okay, they're not listening. All right, I'm going to thump their hand. Yeah. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going to slap their hand. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, now I'll make you do push-ups. And then if you can't fucking do any of these, then it might be I'm whooping that ass.
Yeah.
Like, it was a progression.
No, yeah, you don't just come out swinging.
Yeah, like, bro, my mom used to fight me. Like, my grandmas and shit, they were from, like, the country. So I had to go outside and get a fucking tree branch to get my ass whooped.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I did that. And, like, nigga, this is Michigan. Like, what? What the fuck are we going to get? I didn't know. So I was like, oh, let me get the thinnest one. Nope, not the best idea.
The excess.
Yeah, giving it the speed, bro.
Oh my gosh, that's
all right. We're
great.
done talking about abuse for real. So, is there anything you've seen recently that's tickled your fancy? That's like made you think a little bit? You got some think pieces?
I mean, I got some who?
Think pieces. You know,
think pieces.
Things that have made you elaborate.
I thought you said thing pieces.
Oh shit! I wish.
That's a topic for a later.
Oh
few
yeah.
minutes. But I'm not a huge like crazy pop culture person to
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Like I don't know, just a lot of like unnecessary drama and lies and bullshit. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think we look past that really well.
but like I mean, that whole Jake Paul, Nate Robinson, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. thing was
Hilarious.
Because like first off, monumental for Mike Tyson, and like people in pop culture didn't know who Roy Jones Jr. was, but people that know martial arts and boxing, Roy Jones Jr. one of the best boxers to ever do it as well.
Yeah.
And so to have them old ass motherfuckers come out and fight each other, like that was incredible. And a lot of people were like, the fight was boring. I thought it was for a boxing match. It was good. I think they went back and forth. They both landed.
Yeah.
They both made each other miss.
Bro,
I
they
think it was
good dodges too. Like they still got it enough to move around and see the hands. You know?
Like they got it still. And like Mike Tyson's really got it still after not being in the ring for 15 years.
And you watched the full thing live, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I only watched clips too. I didn't really get enough, but what I did see, good.
No. And it's one of those things that like. Also, I feel people are so much more used to MMA now than boxing because MMA kind of took over and is way bigger. Boxing's been making a comeback, but like not as much.
It has its own group.
MMA is more entertaining anywhere because the fight can go anywhere and anything can happen anywhere. Where boxing, it's like as soon as they clinch, they're just standing there and then you got to break them up.
Yeah.
Where MMA, it's like, oh, if we clinch, I'm gonna knee you in the motherfucking face. Like it's like so. There's like
that's true shit. That's for real.
But
yeah.
And then the whole Jake Paul, Nate Robinson thing. I was telling everybody. I said, let me tell you what. I don't care if you don't like Jake Paul. He's been training professional boxing from professionals for years now, and Nate Robinson's coming off lacing his Jordans up for the first time for a few years.
God.
He's gonna get knocked the fuck out because there's a difference.
An athlete.
There's a difference between being an athlete and knowing a martial art.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I did judo for a little bit, and there was some fat, out of shape dudes in that class. They would toss anybody around like it ain't shit because the
they know what they're doing.
Is perfect.
Yeah, you know how to use your body in the correct manner to make certain things happen.
Exactly. So it's like the skill and the technique always will outweigh the athleticism. But if you have the athleticism with the skill and technique, that's when you become dangerous.
Yeah, like small niggas can take down big niggas. You just have to know your footing.
Exactly.
Like, it all comes down to that.
So it's like if Nate Robinson is training for 5 years, shit, he's a dangerous dude. Training for 5 months, sorry, bro, I'll step in the ring with Nate Robinson. He ain't shit.
I feel so bad. Like this nigga was like, I'm doing this for the culture. They're like dragging that. They're like, I'm doing it for the culture, Like that was the funniest shit to see.
He got ragged on.
And I barely go on Instagram. And like the day that I went on, that's all I was seeing. And I'm like,
I love the one where he got punched and he turned and he fell on a mattress. And it was like, and then it turned into like a mattress sale, like one. 500 hours off.
No way. I didn't see that one. I gotta see that shit.
I was like, he fell right into a mattress advert, and I was fucking dying. I was like, this is incredible.
I saw like when he fell into like the ropes. Yeah. And I saw that, and I'm like, all right, that's when he got hit. But then I scrolled up, and then I saw when he actually got knocked. I'm like, oh god, for the culture.
He slumped and bounced off the canvas with his face.
Oh my god!
Like think about it. Think about it. Conscious. Fall on your face. That's gonna hurt,
bro. I've seen somebody do it and smash their teeth out. They hit straight onto a curb.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine. Like, oh no,
It's like if someone were to like. You're in the kitchen and they push you and you hit your head in the cupboard. It's like a double whammy. It's like you got knocked out and then bounced your head off the ground.
Would suck. I hit my face into the refrigerator recently. Well,
is that where the scar came from?
Whatever. This is a classic scar right here. This bitch is why I don't need no face tats. Like I'm stoked. I never
Street cred from the tats.
Oh yeah. Hold up. I want to make sure this camera's good.
Phone is blowing the fuck up.
I'll just make sure it was still recording. This feels really quiet. I don't know why. Yeah. All right.
Sorry, females are.
Oh, you're good.
Get out of here,
bro. So, one thing I've really been wondering is, this is something crazy. I've always been saying that
dangerous.
that rappers that have face tats and all this shit that like suck, right? As long as they have money, I was like, all right, they're investing their money now when they're not hot anymore, rapping at all. There's gonna be something that happens that makes them all still be okay in life. And I've been saying this for a couple of months, right? And as of like today, I finally like got info back to see like, this might be the way. So Lil Yachty just got his own cryptocurrency. And I'm like,
Of course he did.
I'm like, all right. All right. It makes sense though. He was like king of the teens. Like this is like their age, our age shit, you know? He's a couple years younger, but like
he's young.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I mean, you know what sucks? Roddy Ricch is doing way better than Yachty. And Roddy Ricch is like 22 and just came in the game.
I'm sorry, but Roddy Ricch has more talent than Yachty.
That's 100% true.
It's like, I'm sorry, but Yachty's garbage. I don't understand.
He's had some good things, but he's like, I think as a brand of himself, he's good. Like for commercials and funny shit. But the How High? No. That was not you didn't see it with him and DC Young Fly?
Nah.
DC was funny, but like that nigga, no.
I just don't understand. I've never understood how whack rappers get picked up. Like how do you go, wow, he's shit, I should put him on my label? Like when did shit
the name
music
in the hair.
Like when did shit music become okay and when people allow it to be okay?
Because less is more for us, and we're all just getting to that spot that we're just dumb.
I mean, we are fucking dumb.
Like, I always think of life how it's turning into right now as, what was that movie called? Idiocracy. That's literally what we're living in. Like, bro, water fountains are going to be Gatorade soon. They're like, why are the plants not growing?
Oh, my gosh.
Water? What? He made the plants grow. He's the smartest guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember because that one movie, they're like, the plants need electrolytes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what
That's
the fuck?
Literally gonna be us. Like I don't see it any other way. Like I feel like we're in that mode of ending up to be the idiots of that shit. Like this, bro. I don't know how else
that brings up a whole fucking big onslaught of a topic. That could hop right down conspiracy theories and all this other shit.
All right, get into it. What you got? I heard no good ones recently, so what's good? I
don't know if you would call it a conspiracy theory, but I think it's definitely like the government and people above us want us to be dumb enough to be brainwashed easily and not healthy enough that we always need them for something. So our food is shit and our brains are shit. Therefore, we cannot be smart enough to congregate together and fight the fuckers. And we're not healthy enough to do it either. And we're dumb enough to constantly stay brainwashed by them.
Well, hence, population control. That's all that is.
Yeah, and also hence like the whole election and all the shit that's been happening this year too. Because like realistically, like if you ask anyone, do you trust the government? They don't.
Yeah.
Whether if someone on the right or the left's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Or who controls what party, house, senate, state, blah blah blah.
And that
everyone's
stretched.
Everyone's like, I don't trust these fuckers. Or the government, they're snaky, they're bullshit, yada yada yada.
Fuck.
But then all of a sudden, you got half the country fighting the other half. Oh, Trump. Oh, Biden. Oh, Trump. And it's like, no.
Yeah. If Trump was inducing a civil war.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's just like.
And it'd be dumb. Life is good for us. Like how it is not amazing. We could always complain and say we want more, but life is not like bad enough to make it like civil war bad.
No, I think
that'd be horrible.
It's one of those things that we're dumb enough to fight with each other.
Yeah.
Over a topic that we know doesn't matter because they're all corrupt fuckers up there, no matter what side they're on. And so it's like, if most people will admit, I don't trust them and they're all corrupt, then why are we fighting each other over that shit? So that's why it's like, they keep us dumb enough through a shit education system.
Yeah.
And feeding a bunch of drama and bullshit down our throats. And then we have some of the worst regulated food laws in the fucking world, and we're fat and unhealthy, so we can like rely on big pharma and shitty doctors and stuff.
Cancer
Fuck
could be
all that.
cured, but cancer makes money.
There's exactly. It's just
There's
like,
no way they would do that.
Oh, coronavirus is a pandemic. Less than 1% of the people that get it die. I'm like, yeah, fucking everyone gets cancer. That's not a pandemic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, they don't think of it like that because
It's
like
a business.
Bro, exactly. That's
It's
what
a
I'm
business.
saying. Because they know that, all right, like if we don't have people to take care of, DaVita dialysis and shit closes down. Like all the people that they have sitting in those chairs, bro. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. It's just like working a job for a company. They could replace you anytime.
Oh yeah,
they're still gonna keep going.
You're not needed.
Yeah, you're not needed, but they act like they need you when you're there because it's like you're not gonna give the money. You're just gonna check out.
You have a role to fill.
Yeah,
and but the role can be filled by anyone with a proper education or skill set.
100%.
So
like, I always feel like. So I have like this theory in my head. I always ask the weirdest questions, and I think it came from like when I was taking psychedelics, and I was just like trying to explain to myself and like understand the possibilities of what life could be. So like you hear
pity. that should be a mixtape.
Oh shit, for real. That's when I was trying to make music. It's hard to make music on psychedelics, bro. It's so hard. You get lost in a loop.
Well, I'll call Joe Rogan. We'll get you some DMT and we'll make a mixtape.
DMT is the worst thing to try to do anything on. I would do shrooms before DMT.
I mean, you know the shrooms.
God.
You know the shroom connect. So
oh god.
You know the shroom connect.
So my thought was like, so you have like the is it the Elon Musk theory? I think he came up with it. Like the simulation theory.
I have no idea.
I think it was him. But like they have a simulation theory, all these things like that. Like I thought to myself a couple of times of like different possible things. So like here's a weird one. I thought of the theory of. All right, it started with Dragon Ball Z. I was on acid, and I was watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was like in front of the TVs, like I was like, like laughing so hard, like my stomach was hurting, and I was like, and my mom was upstairs. She comes, and I had the couch, so we had a couch that had separate pieces, and I made like a fortress, like this couch.
That's low key the shit.
And I'm like sitting in it like this, and I have my dog in there. We're just sitting here watching. And she's looking at me like, what is wrong with this nigga? So like I'm sitting there, my dog just like, all right, I'll leave him alone. And I'm in front of the TV, and I hop back in my little fortress, and I'm sitting there looking at Majin Buu. And Majin Buu is this like little being that so they have Bippity and Boppity. So Bippity is Boppity's father, and Boppity made Buu. so then Majin Buu is born, right? And so he's this big fat ass pink blob. And essentially all I have to say from this is when you try to kill him, you could incinerate him, but he doesn't die unless you like kill him all the way down to like the smallest molecule, like all the way down to like whatever it is, like his essence.
You have to fucking shoot him with an RPG 43 times.
Not even. Is it even hot enough? It's Majin Buu, baby. Okay,
I mean,
you don't know.
If you're trying to destroy everything,
look, we're filming on an iPhone with all the Dragon Ball Z characters. Look, this is my thing. I ain't even gonna bother.
I wasn't allowed to watch Dragon Ball Z growing up.
Oh my god.
Or SpongeBob, by the way.
Everybody I know was so sheltered. I knew a girl that couldn't watch fucking Power Rangers when she was growing up.
I wasn't allowed to watch porn either.
My mom told me that like fucking Pokemon was demonic. I was in church and she's just like, "You're not playing that anymore." I'm like, "I didn't even play Pokemon, Mom. I play Yu-Gi-Oh."
I love both of that shit.
All right. So the theory is that if we're alive and we have an essence right now and we have molecules that are doing all this shit to like make us, like all the shit that we have on us is moving really fast and make the skin, make all these things, right?
Yeah.
So if we're alive now, we're conscious, we're able to make something happen, we die off, but there's still a piece of us that floats off. What if there's a possibility that we float off into the atmosphere, be a part of like whatever it is, and then end up somewhere on a different planet and grow from that again, like grow from some random like small shit, like double up, keep making, and then just like grow into something else again, you know?
I mean,
like,
if a piece of my skin after I die makes it to Mars, that's pretty impressive.
I would be stoked.
I have my doubts.
All right, well, of course you have your doubts, but like, it just baffles me at the thought of being a person and I'm here and I realize I'm here and I can do things. I can build something. I can make something and it can be here.
Yeah.
Even if I died, it's still here. You know, if I left and never came back, this table is still here till somebody moves it, which was like them having to move it because of something I did. And you expect me to believe that once we die, there's nothing else? That's what I'm saying.
I guess, I mean, that depends on what your belief of the afterlife is.
Mm-hmm.
If you're any kind of religion that believes in God, then you believe in an heaven or hell afterlife. If you
We're
are
in heaven
Buddhist,
and hell.
if you're Buddhist, you think you reincarnate into a higher or lower being depending on the life that you lived.
Yeah.
If you're atheist, you think you become a tree. And
Is that what they truly believe?
I think
I didn't know that.
I think they have a few different.
What about agnostic niggas?
That just means they don't believe in shit.
They just say, well, I don't know.
Yeah, they just go, I'm here, and then when I check out and die, I check out and die. Which
I feel like
respectable. I think that's respectable.
I feel like a lot of people, even if they are religious, the way they walk through life is agnostic.
Yeah,
like they just get lost in the transition of like the shit happening in life.
Yeah, because I grew up a lot like going to church and stuff, and like
same.
I'm a Christian. I have Christian beliefs, but like I don't live by the book, and nor am I like.
That's a lot of people now.
If you don't do this, you'll burn in hell. Like that's their
premarital sex.
Yeah, it's like that's their choices in their life. Like, stay out of their fucking business. Like,
yeah. Like that's what I'm saying now. Like we have people that are so hard like Christians, but still fuck and still have kids before marriage.
Yeah.
And remember back in the day, like people used to get shunned or like, oh, you got my daughter knocked up. Now you got to marry her. Yeah, like that's not the thing now. Now they're like, it's a thing to be an independent woman. And
now it's a bunch of 19-year-old girls. Ah, fuck, I knocked her up. I guess I should marry her.
Yeah. Like there's so many girls. I literally said this yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. I'm like, bro, there's so many girls that I see that get pregnant and I ain't never seen the nigga. And you never see the nigga. It's like, all right, years ago, that would have never happened.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. We're at the age where obviously a lot of people have kids. Or having kids, but also a lot of them are actually getting married. Like I stood up in my buddy's wedding a couple months ago, and I was like, "Wow, y'all just getting married and shit."
Yeah,
like I'm pretty newly single at 25. I'm just gonna go home, beat the shit out of my dick tonight. Apparently,
bro, how do you think I felt? I was in a 20-year-old's fucking wedding, and he was getting married to somebody 19, and has a house, and works at the same job I do. Yeah,
bro.
How do you think I feel?
That's like my
nigga bought a puppy yesterday.
Like my old friend John, he was like 20. He was 21 when he got married. His wife was 20. I was 22, 23. I don't know. I was in his wedding too. But then like they got married. Me and a couple buddies were standing up at the wedding. And then like, you know, we were still friends or whatever. And then out of nowhere, like we just never heard from John again. Like down the grapevine that we hear that his now wife said that like me and my buddy Basel were bad influences on. And so he stopped talking to us to avoid a fight with her.
What?
And I was like, see, you got married to a stupid, controlling, immature bitch at 20 and 21. And now you have no friends and she's fucking your life over.
Yeah, imagine getting a divorce at 30 and your friend's like, nah, nigga.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm like, and like we had him drunk at his bachelor party, which he didn't want to get drunk. And he's like, I don't know if I should. I'm like, if this bitch makes you that uptight, you shouldn't be doing this. And he literally was like, I don't know if I should be getting married, man. Is it too soon? I'm like, if you're asking that questions, it has truth to it.
You wouldn't ask if you didn't think that you can be your own person within your marriage.
Yeah,
you know?
That shit was way too soon.
I dare somebody to like be with me and tell me like what I can and can't do. I could understand like if there's clearly like, I think that's, it depends on the person you are.
Sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah.
But don't tell me who I am, who I need to be around, and how to live my life.
But there's some people that might need that, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not the other person's job to tell them what they need to a certain extent.
That's true.
Some people need help and direction, which they can get good and bad direction, which I think happens in a relationship anyway. Like there's shit that like with like one of my exes, I was like, I'll put money on that. Like if this happens, she won't be there for you, and then that shit
Yep.
happened, and she wasn't there for you. I'm like, yeah, she's a good time friend. Like
Real
like
shit.
but
Real
like
shit.
I can't like be like, don't hang out with her. Like
Yeah.
they're
I
gonna
mean,
learn their own way.
and that's what I'm saying. There's a certain time you just kind of have to put your hands up and let people figure out shit for like themselves. And if they're not leveling up, you just kind of step back, you know?
Yeah, man.
Like I definitely see that like I do have like you guys do that for me, but at the same time you still push me more than you just like sit back and wait till I do something. But if I'm completely not doing anything, you'll step up and be like, so like what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, well, I mean,
But there's certain people you just have to give up on.
we give a fuck about you and your future. We're your homies.
Well,
Like we
yeah.
want to see what's best for you. And
I mean, you want to see everybody going up the ladder.
oh yeah, you have this a lot of talents and your hopes and your dreams.
Yeah.
And then when I see like that certain shit's not happening, I'm like, hey, you talented motherfucker,
I
you
know.
better do it.
And you know what really hit home for that the other day was the fact that I didn't see myself in you guys as real. And that was amazing. And I'm like, I fucked up this year. I put nothing out this year besides this.
I think you found a lot about yourself though this year.
I definitely will say that. I've been very honest with myself. Like today I was complaining about some shit. I was very upset. And when somebody was talking to me, I'm like, this, and this, and this how I feel. But, you know, I'm just being ungrateful.
Yeah,
At least I can be honest with myself.
That's one of the hardest things for people to do is be truly honest with themselves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't face themselves in the mirror honestly. They make excuses for themselves.
And the first thing of solving anything is being able to admit what it really is.
It's healthy to be hard on yourself as long as you're not harming yourself. That's one of the best quotes I've ever heard. I forget who said
100%.
it. But it's healthy to be hard on yourself as long as you're not harming yourself.
So in a way, I would like to ask you at least. So do you believe? Because I truly believe this. Like another way that's like not helping yourself and harming yourself is to want to do something and just be your own worst critic, right? And just keep saying, oh, but it might be like this. Oh, I want it like this, but I don't have that. Like you're giving yourself all this like, oh, I can't do this. Like what if I just said, oh, this mic wasn't good enough, or the fact that I have to use this shit to make this is not good enough, and just kept myself from doing it. Like I've been trying to instill that in people that hopefully like find this shit to be like, you don't need shit. Like this is nothing, right? Yeah. Compared to the shit you do, this is nothing, right? Yeah. This is just random. But like, you know that I can still make something from it. And it's the thing of, I would rather put out something to show my potential for the right people to find me and help me level up or give me some like pointers than to just eat myself alive in my own brain and do nothing. And a lot of people just do nothing and live through other people. And I think that's what YouTube like followers are. That's what Instagram followers are. And I think that's why like I don't idolize people. And I think that's one of my problems actually. I don't get inspired because I don't look at other people to like look up to, you know? I always want to be original.
Yeah, I mean there's in one of those things it's like there's in some ways there's no such thing as true originality because we all catch influence from other areas. You just evolve off that.
Yep.
But at the same time, that's fine as long as you actually produce what you're doing. So you don't need to look up at anybody. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that for a certain period of time. Just do what you want to do and still put out stuff, whether it's music or podcasts or whatever the fuck you want to do. And as long as you're putting it out, and it might not be the best stuff, but the best stuff's yet to come. But even when that stuff comes, you can always do better. So it's like this whole thing of like, this perfectionism is like, it can't stop you. You still have to like, okay, well, like if you're a perfectionist, you still gotta, nothing's perfect. So you still gotta keep moving no matter what.
Exactly.
And then if you don't like, if you don't look up to anybody or don't want to use anyone's style or whatever the case may be, that's fine. I think having people to look up to is good in the way that you can evolve off of that. So it's like, okay, I look up to this person in this, and this way, so I can mimic that. But then once I get to a certain level, I can take those skills and those assets from that person and make it into my own thing. From there.
Yeah, and that's what I think, like a lot of people, if you look at the course of music and a lot of new things, you kind of start to notice people did get inspired by other people and started making a certain sound that was similar, but they find themselves. But the people that were just trying to look a certain way and got popular from it, they just fall off, you know?
Well, it's like the whole thing of like hip hop. Like if we're speaking hip hop, it used to be that like you don't bite nobody's flow, you don't take anyone's style.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be original or you get eaten alive. And then I don't know, this weird like switch flipped like somewhere in like the 2010 to like 2012 bubble.
Nigga, Logic.
And
Logic
like,
came out. Everybody can record at home now.
yeah, but like I just everyone started copying each other, and then like all like the rap OGs were like, "What the fuck? Why do you guys all sound the same? Like y'all would get fucking shot sounding the same as somebody else where I grew up."
Yeah.
And like I believe in that. Be yourself. Be unique. You got your own skills and shit. And like I don't know. I feel like some of the artists that kind of all fit into the same sound, the ones that have stuck have started to found their lanes. And then the ones that have fallen off are the ones that have fallen off. Like someone like when Uzi Vert first came out, sounded like everybody else, kind of. But now you look at Uzi Vert 5 years later, it's like, oh wow, he's actually got like some shit that's like, I dig this, and it's definitely he found a lane and stuck into it. Well, but then you look at someone like Lil Pump, where it's like it's dead. Like he just tried to mimic
because he couldn't do anything else. He was just fooling and like
fooling,
you could only fool people for so long.
Fooling and trend riding.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of have to. Like, I've thought about that. I'm like, you kind of should mimic somebody like in your mind while you start, because once you have everything you need, like if I didn't have to edit my own music anymore, I would probably be a lot better.
Yeah, but also at the same time you come up original, which might be a little harder in some ways.
Yeah.
But then you hit the market as somebody original, you make a much bigger impact.
Yeah.
The Baby, much bigger impact.
Yeah. Would you
Pop
say that Logic?
Smoke, much bigger impact.
Would you say that Logic was super original?
I would say so, but he was also, Logic did a very good job at pleasing old school OGs and being new wave at the same time, because he's got that boom bap flow and the rhyme schemes and stuff like that. And he's talented, but then he also could speak the message that a lot of people are dealing with in this day and age, or people pay attention to in this day and age.
And that's why I love Logic.
Yeah, anxiety and depression and pushing through things and yada yada yada. Where like 20 years ago, like rappers would never, like the OGs would never talk about that, like, because you're supposed to be too hard.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing wrong with you.
And me and Rico talked about that on the last episode. Like, I feel like this is what we've been kind of pushed into growing up as men. But men are like we said. He was like, yeah, men are being like a little bit more open about things now. I'm like, yeah, that's why the girls are being savages. We're switching places, you know?
To a certain extent, yeah. Unless like once you get to like a girl's heart, then it changes. But girls are definitely
way more savage.
Men are going into this, I have to be okay with being more feminine, blah 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 blah, and softer. Yeah. And women are taking the opposite, where I should be harder and take more charge.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my dick out and put it on the table.
Yeah. It's literally how it's going. There's not like, it's like the whole women empowerment thing is awesome in a lot of ways, but at the same time, a lot of women take it too far and ruin it for the rest of them.
Yeah,
like it's just one of those things. Like,
definitely stick up for the feminists, but there is some extremists out there.
There's extremists in every group.
Yeah.
Any group, any religion, any thought process, there's an extremist that will ruin the image for other things. It's
like
always
the girls
gonna be
with the period running down the leg. I can't talk to y'all because y'all gonna like get mad at me for saying niggas probably, and I love me some niggas. Like, I love saying niggas, bro. You ain't gonna take that away from me. Like, did you know? No, bitch, I know.
with the color of your skin, you have the right to fucking say that whatever the fuck you want.
Nigga. So, okay. So another thing I thought of too, like when we were having this conversation, recently, Joyner Lucas made a comment towards how he noticed, and I appreciated what he did, but the conversation that was around this is what intrigued me. So Joyner Lucas made a comment about, like, you remember what, like, first off, when like Joyner Lucas came around, he was talking shit about Logic, shitting on him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after that, they like kind of got buddy. Then they made that song together.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it was a good one.
ADHD.
And so then recently he was just saying, like, on the Breakfast Club interview that he was on, about like, yeah, like what I noticed is that I was kind of being envious and I was upset. Like, I didn't notice until now that I was kind of shitting on him because he was, you know, knowing the people that I wanted to know, having the type of career I wanted, having the accolades of being a lyricist, and like people actually giving a fuck. Like, he was upset and he didn't notice that was like his reasoning behind that. Yeah. But then the counter argument of that from Charlemagne was specifically just saying, you know, if anything, that type of shit. Sorry, no, it wasn't Charlemagne. It was DJ Academics. Yeah. He was saying, if anything, you could say that all you want, but now he's retired. Why? Like, you want to talk about this after the fact. You didn't say this out in public before. Even if you did apologize to him, you didn't say this to the public before. And now it comes to the point of like, oh, now after he's retired, you're making this a thing to say. You didn't say that when you were still both kind of being competitive relationship or something like that. Like, now you want to say that, and you're probably one of the reasons why, like, that contributed to him retiring, you know? So it's just like, now you want to give that when you don't have to fight back and forth for like the things that you want from this person.
Yeah.
And I feel like
at the same time, it could have taken, I mean, we don't know what happened or what Logic's thinking was, but like, it could have took our Joyner Lucas is retiring, but our talking about Logic retiring, it's like Logic retires. He's like, man, this is someone that I used to envy and then became friends with. And but I always had this envious, kind of jealous, like I wanted certain things that he wanted. He retires, then it makes you reflect. So very much so could have been Joyner Lucas reflecting, like, this was my thoughts and feelings about everything.
Yeah.
And going from there. And Jesus Christ, man, I don't know what happened to me, but this shit's actually hitting right now.
It's a tomboy, bro.
It's literally just 8%.
Feel that shit, bro. Hey, I used to love those, bro. We filmed that.
But like,
remember the face song,
bro? I sip whiskey, and this has got me pretty buzzed.
I'm telling you, bro, because you don't have them often. Me and Sean filmed that face song off of having those.
Yeah, bro, my eyes are heavy. I ain't tired, but my eyes are heavy.
This nigga ain't driving. Oh, this shit just turned into Drink Champs real quick.
Yeah, you drinking gin too.
Oh yeah, that like.
But like, I think it might have been like, bounce off that. It's like a perspective thing where Logic retires. Joyner Lucas probably thought about shit. She's like, fuck.
Yeah,
it's something that obviously emotionally resonates.
He's probably mad that he's not making music. He's like, oh, I want to hit this nigga up for a track.
But I have like mad respect for Joyner Lucas. Like, he just
got
out of that label. Got out of that label, did music his own fucking way. People were questioning him left and right. And then he literally was like, oh yeah, I'm making an album. And literally, like, it was like 10 out of the 13 tracks or something like that were all fucking singles that could have easily been radio hits. And he just dropped them like 4 months apart. And then 2 years, he just like, oh yeah, this is the album, by the way.
Oh,
and it was like,
God.
But it's like, dude, he's not on a label. And he made music videos for almost all the tracks. And everything turned out
that's why he was smart about it. And he gave himself time.
Fucking good music. And he dropped an album or a tape, whatever, EP, like a couple months ago. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I only got halfway through, but like, some conscious shit. So like,
I don't expect me to drop music when that's what the fuck's coming out. Like, nigga.
I just think he's so talented. Like, the way he can rhyme, the way he can write, his rhyme schemes,
the way he carries himself on a track.
Yeah,
the cadence.
He's just like, he's got this swag, but I got emotions, but I'll fucking kill you. He's another artist that pleases multiple generations of rappers.
Yes.
Eminem put him on one of his GOAT lists. That's fucking incredible. Because of Eminem, it doesn't matter what you think of Eminem or if you think he's flopped in the last 5 years, yada, yada, yada.
We literally talked about this in the last podcast.
He's every rapper's favorite rapper because he's arguably the best ever. Dude.
I would say Slim Shady, but yeah.
But like
I don't like that rap god shit, bro.
I know. I think
I can't do it.
The only album I didn't like was Revival. And that was the album that everyone shit on. Then he came back with Kamikaze and just fucking went hard. And then he
I don't
dropped
know, man.
and then he dropped fucking
I can't name shit off of any of those.
he dropped Music Be Murdered by It January this year, so almost 12 months ago now. And that album was incredible too. Like he's like, everyone made the joke like no one asked for another Eminem album and he dropped one, but then everyone actually listened to it and like all like the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne and everybody was like, this is actually an amazing album. Probably the best album since Recovery.
I'll have to listen to it because
it had a good mix of everything you'd want. The goofy, the dirty, raunchy, the serious, the everything you'd want from an Eminem album. And it just went really well.
But what do we really want from Eminem?
But he put it in a modern way, in a modern sound. And he had Dre make the beats again. You could tell that with him working with Dre again, there was a certain spark and a certain magic, and it was like, okay, this is a good ass album. Like,
I feel like that's his backbone for real, for real.
Yeah, I do, but I am also, I guess, I'm a little bit of an Eminem dick rider, just because like Detroit, white boy.
I'll give you that,
but like,
but niggas ain't like
Oh, he hasn't been a rapper for the culture, probably since,
I would say 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say before he fucking stopped rapping.
Yeah,
for 5 years.
I would say when he was Slim Shady, he could say nigga all he won't. Now
he never did though. Mad respect.
He did one time. I saw a video. I remember seeing a video one time, but he didn't use it. He didn't use it hard.
I never saw that. But like, if anyone would have a pass, it would be him.
Oh.
Like
I just imagine the life that we live out here and the other people that we see that like in more of the, well, I guess I don't know who you see, but like I've seen people more near that side of town and like what they live through, and like, people work at factories, how everybody lives through shit. And I know it's a different time, but like the people that I see, I'm like, bro, like he really did like give this specific I don't know, like this generation, he really did give us a lot of confidence in ourselves from being in Detroit and holding that close to our heart. And I will give him that.
And you also, if you think about it, he was the first rapper that was on all the shit that the new rappers are on. I'm talking about pain pills and perks and all that other shit. He was like, literally, it was like he was on like I remember watching like a video and like all the rappers that time were like, oh, he's on like white people drugs.
Yeah.
And like that's like, because like
they weren't even selling that shit at the time
either. Exactly. Like he took white people drugs and that's what made him so crazy at the same time, but it was just like,
I just missed the shaved head and the pointy nose and like the silver chain.
Yeah. But like he literally and one of the songs off of Music to Be Murdered by, he talks about like how all the freaking like all the rappers these days are because of him, and all the drugs that they take are because of him, and they're so like they're like his stillborns or some shit like that.
Bro,
and I'm like,
that nigga was on Ambien. That's why he doesn't even remember his career until now.
Yeah, and Ambien and Valium and shit like that, and a lot of pain pills and shit. Like, he actually had a legit addiction.
Yeah, like
he OD'd.
You. Like, if you're taking Ambien, and I haven't taken it personally, I have not.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah. But I hear you have zero memory at all. Yeah. Like, you're making shit. Like, bro, you don't. And he would be awake on this shit. I could only imagine.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know,
even just watching like old interviews of his, you could tell he's tweaked.
Yeah.
He's quite tweaked.
But he was like, he used to be like that nigga that's like, you're like, oh, he'll slap somebody. Probably not shoot, but that face was like.
I mean, there's a lot of old school rappers. It's like you don't fuck with that white boy. Like you don't fuck with him. Eminem will fuck you up. And like it's one of those things because the dude was already crazy unstable as it is, and then add whatever he was taking on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, and you knew he was crazy unstable because of his lyrics and his music. Like, no one was putting
Bro.
shit out before that. Everyone's parents hate, like, everyone's like my mom was like, you were never listening to Eminem.
Oh my gosh.
You know, but
If I
like
didn't
rightfully so, he talks about freaking killing people in orgies,
killing
and
his
shit.
mom,
Like, yeah,
fucking his mom up and shit too.
yeah, like it's just like I can't
Look,
blame
if
him.
I didn't have to care about where I'm gonna lay my head and having to pay for it myself, I would go completely crazy and do whatever I wanted to, and I know I would be known. But I feel like I have to maintain some type of
full Kanye
care.
on this one.
Yeah, I have to like maintain some type of giving a shit, because like at the end of the day, I won't be a bad person, but I will be crazy enough to be like, why? Like, so I feel like he had the upper hand, bro. Like I feel like I've had a decent life, and it could have been a lot worse, and I've did a lot of things, but I was smart. I was able to get away with things when I was younger because I was smart. So I feel like one come up that he did have was just being in the era that nobody sees a lot. So as long as you're a person that's being heard of and able to be seen somewhat, people can be like, "Oh, that nigga crazy. Oh shit." Like now, if I'm crazy, it's like, "Oh, there's another one." Yeah. Everybody's retarded now. I'm retarded.
Yeah,
Everybody retarded.
Yeah, Eminem shocked the world at that time just because of who he was and how he was. Literally, like if you think about like the rap calendar, Tupac and Biggie die. What's the next thing that comes after most people's mind?
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg and Eminem.
Oh, yeah, it's just like,
and then they teamed up, pretty much. They both got with Dre.
Yeah, but so it's like, but Snoop Dogg already was happy.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, Tupac, Biggie died 96, 97. What happened afterward? Eminem dropped 98.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
So you kind of,
I'll give you that.
It's like in rap calendar, if you're not like super in depth with it, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I have a very controversial opinion that most people would fucking hate too.
What?
If Tupac and Biggie never died, they wouldn't be as big as they were, which is true. But also,
I think Tupac could have been though.
I think. Well, here's the thing. Listening to their music,
yeah,
especially Tupac, he was the one, and if he continued to live, he was the one for the black community and the black culture.
100%. We would have got reparations.
He was the next like Martin Luther King, Malcolm
I was gonna say Malcolm X. Yeah.
Malcolm X. Yeah. He was already getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So like in his songs and how he actually got emotional talking about and rapping about the life that they had to live. And that was something that the hood really could connect with. And he was the first artist to really do that, because even Biggie didn't really do that. That's why, like, but like, if they both wouldn't have died, I don't think people would revere them as much and like I love them as much. But it's one of those things that's like, what's the one J. Cole lyric when he's talking about like, you can't really get heard till you die, and now I'm stuck in the middle between being heard and living or whatever. But like he's talking about that in the song, and it's like people don't actually pay attention to who you are, what you stand for, and what you say until after you die. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's one
thing. Especially Nipsey Hussle. He's putting people on game, bro.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like Nipsey was at that point where like he was at the border where he's about to break through.
Yeah.
Everyone knew of him, but not really knew him. But he was about to break that barrier to become a star. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he passed away. So
and
it's like
these last couple of years have been insane.
Yeah, let's like going back to Joyner Lucas, the one song "Devil's Work," where he's talking about all like. Have you ever listened to that song?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fucking amazing song! It's a whole song. It's pretty much like a prayer and a message to God, asking why and demanding answers why he condemns the black community, and then also like why do all these good black people have to die and all the bad black people live. And then like the ones that like, and then the one that's
we're in hell, bro.
Yeah, the ones that give the black community a bad name are still alive, but the ones that give the black community hope all die and shit like that. And I was like, he goes through, and he also like shines light on like Donald Trump and some other like stupid people. But like,
shit, I gotta hear that.
It's really good, and like the music video is literally him in a church with a Bible and drinking Henny.
Oh my
It's like
God.
but it's deep. It's like one of those, it's just emotional songs that he just builds, and he just fucking drops. And
A
it's like,
contradiction and a stereotype at the same time.
yeah, it's a good song. Devil's Work by Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
It's a really good song actually. But
Oh my gosh, man.
he talks about, like, you know, why did you take like Tupac and Biggie, and why didn't you take Suge, and like, you know, you
Yeah,
took
fuck
Michael,
Suge,
you took
bro.
like Michael Jackson and Eazy-E, but why is R. Kelly still alive? And like
Yeah,
shit like that,
bro,
like, you know,
we could have kept Prince. Prince would have been lit, right? Like, bro, imagine
Yeah.
like nice ass, suave ass old Prince
Yeah.
just floating through this bitch, like, like, bro.
But that's what he talks about. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that shit's like on point.
This,
I'm like,
and that's one thing that I feel like has really induced my anxiety in the last couple of years, especially now, just being a young black man that's interested in being an artist or like being seen, is that ever since DMT, I don't feel life the same, right? I have zero feelings of like death. Like, I
okay,
just
Joe
think
Rogan.
I'm living. I don't know. It's real shit though.
This man, Joe Rogan lives. I was like, man, all you gotta do is take DMT a couple times and eat some elk, and you're a whole new human.
Bro, I ain't tried elk yet, but dog, I didn't do some DMT.
Honestly, for much as I don't like drugs or have never done drugs or whatever
You be willing
else,
to take it?
I feel like it's too big of a step up. But like,
That's a huge.
you're going to the cream of the crop of the psychedelics,
bro.
But like,
I'm telling you,
like the idea of taking something that could advance my mind and my perception that much.
Clearly, I'm not fucked up.
Is incredible. Oh yeah, but like the way, like after watching so many Joe Rogan podcasts and talk about like taking DMT and the responsible way to take it and the way that you need to do it and the spirits that you need to be in and all the positive results that you get from it.
I felt like a leaf ever since, bro. I feel like I can lift the car at all seconds of every day.
Just like a leaf that can lift a car. That's
yeah, bro.
impressive,
I feel like I'm floating all the time, and like I have to like if I like see myself bleed, I'm like, oh shit. It's like everything's a reality check when I see certain shit that I have to remember I'm alive. I need to like live and do something, and I feel like that's what seeing all these people that like basically just look like me dying recently, you know. And it just makes me be like, that's why I think I'm so hard and so upset right now. Is like, what am I fucking doing? What am I making? What am I like? I feel like every second I'm not doing something, I'm not going to have a future. And I've always had positive thoughts about my future. I don't freak out because I feel like I'm going to have a good future. I'm just more so mad in the moment because I feel like it's not happening. But I know something's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, you just
so it's
keep
weird.
making steps towards it.
Yeah, but I've never had a bad feeling about my future. I'm more so mad at myself now for not looking and seeing that I'm getting there. And I feel like with DMT, like what really will change your perspective on life is when you can close your eyes and be somewhere else, actually be somewhere else. Like, you know, meditation is like, oh, close your eyes, dream you're on an island, blah, 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 this and that. Like, nah, nigga, you're actually somewhere else. And you open your eyes and you realize, like, you're able to comprehend where you are to feel safe and understand. But when you close your eyes, you're in a different realm. And it's the craziest thing. And it's like, you question, like, oh, is this just something being conjured up like how dreams are? But like the way that you live through it, it's like your inner self. I don't know. There's so much I could explain. It's really different, bro.
It's different for that reason. That's why it's such a intense 15 minutes of just whatever the fuck you'd want to call it.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's crazy though, because it's such a short trip. You know, like Joe
It's
Rogan,
super quick.
Joe Rogan's like, dude, it's 20 minutes tops.
Oh yeah.
It's not like acid where you're.
It's like 15 minutes, bro. Yeah, man. Fuck. I feel lit. God damn it.
You drunk?
I don't know. I'm not drunk.
Let me tell you what, this shit's got me buzzing. I don't drink this, so like apparently that's what's it.
You took it down pretty easy, bro.
Yeah.
And you got the normal one. I always get the crazy flavors.
That's the only one they got. 7-Eleven, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no, nigga, they got like 4 flavors normally. Where you go? You went to Pontiac, didn't
I
you?
went across the street.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
fuck them
Rochester.
niggas.
This is where all the white people flavors, but they didn't have
Yeah,
it.
dog. They don't give a fuck, bro. Look, you gotta go over to fucking you gotta go by your house.
No,
Over there?
my house got all the ghetto shit you'd want.
Bro.
We got like the off-brand like liquor store like juice.
I feel like
we don't
redlining happened heavily where you live because just seeing how quick it goes from like rich ghetto.
Oh yeah, my area, like in my neighborhood, like all the liquor stores and stuff that surround it, got all the ghetto shit you'd ever want.
At the end of your street, it's ghetto. But
and then you go like a mile north, and it's like, oh wow, they got kombucha at the gas station,
bro, for real.
But like, I'm like, oh wow, I got off-brand Gatorade.
That's how it is.
They
At
don't
my
even have
mom
on-brand Gatorade. What the fuck?
I mean, like, what the fuck is that? An apostrophe in there? That's not Gatorade.
I'm like, they literally got like bug juice and shit like that.
You know what I get stoked about? Remember we go to Airsoft, like right at the end of your street? We walk in there, they got the fucking 5X t-shirts and the 5X fucking pants.
Hey,
like,
you know you live in an area that's ghetto or going to become very ghetto when you got off-brand Faygo.
Nah.
We got like Ohana fucking pineapples. I'm like, what the fuck is Ohana pineapple soda?
Man, I gotta end it on that, bro. Oh my god. Oh, this shit's about to stop though soon, but fuck, bro.
Ohana grape soda. And I'm like, what the fuck is Ohana?
Oh my god.
It's in the same font as Faygo and everything.
The same people that were making homemade spice made that shit. Oh my god. All right, man. You want to give him give you your Instagram or anything? I'm definitely gonna put it in the description.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram's simple. Jason Lanham 444. So it looks like Lanham, but it's Lanham. It's no, some white people shit. I got a business. I got actually a couple of businesses actually, but the ones that maybe. But Astro Creative Co. At Astro Creative Co. is all the media company, video production, commercial shit. Our buddy Alex, his roommate, everything's also part of the company.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're hoping to make some more music videos for this fucker over
I just got my LLC the other day too.
Hey, good shit. About time.
But I definitely want him to come back on. So shit on him so he could see what you guys talk shit to him about, because he'll come back to fight your ass. So
yeah,
he got the best for him.
Honestly, like next time, how much time we got? Like a minute, probably less.
Yeah, a little bit less. Almost.
Honestly, next time. I mean, I'm down to come next time. Let's get some dirty, deep details. Like, let's talk about like old bitches.
I'm down, bro.
Shit like that.
I'm gritty, bro. Enrico's scared to talk about that shit, so I'm down.
That shit's funny to me, man.
He's like, I don't want to hear about your sex escapades. I'm like, all right, you're lost.
That shit's funny to me. So that'd be tight.
Well, shit, man. We with Jathan Lanham. And this is American Banter, baby, and we don't give a fuck in this bitch. Banterbation, baby.
Not a single fuck.
And yeah, we'll be back. Glad to have you.
Hell yeah, bro.
And fuck y'all. We see you soon.
Don't fuck me, but see me soon.
Peace, baby.